Stilwell's favor, though. I do want to say quickly as we get into Champions League that the top side of map for Insurgent has been hopeless, for that lack of better pun. Polar has not been having a good time in any of his top lane matchups. Today should be a better day for him because Azure is one of your staple, I was going to use a not so nice way, potato tank top laner. He'll get the job done. He's not someone like Shine who's going to try and kill you right off the bat, but he's great. He's really good.
He gets his job.
Holding his own. He gets his job done. He's one of yours, you know, like Dyro songs when you saw him play for TSM. Gets the job done. Takes a lot of like ganks, a lot of pressure top side of map, but he's not necessarily your stylish, flashy player. Polar needs to step up today. This needs to be his time where he can go toe-to-toe against the top lane and not be put down in the first 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're really looking at bottom lane. Shout and Martin have not been able to diffuse any bottom lane, and that's been the avenue of attack for a lot of teams. Especially when you go up against YJY, it's something you need to sort out.
We'll see here as we get into our first ban and pick phase. Of course, game 1, Insurgent going to be on your blue side. Steel Wolves on the red side, and our first bans heading toward the jungle here. So we have Hecarim and the Aatrox actually taken out by Insurgent, and Olaf being banned out here by Steel Wolves.
Yeah, you don't want to give Aatrox away at the moment. He is still very strong. Dark Riven. Put the Sorcerer, you know, adjustment on him. It's like Ryu and Evil Ryu. Like, still, a lot of people still play Ryu, but, you know, Evil Ryu just has that, you know, extra flair to it. He's still permanently banned at the moment.
I don't know. I think it's now actually canon that he's Dark Riven. It was canon on Lek there during their update show. They just slapped his face on the Riven model.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah.
Kit's exactly the same.
Renekton going to be banned out here by Steel Wolves. So, again, some targets maybe up toward the top side of the map. Polar not going to have that available. Hopeless as well. Not going to be able to pick up the Olaf. Kalista, there it is, though, being banned out here by Insurgent. So YJ Well's going to have to bring something else to the table.
And I do like this because it's been very common in the history of the C-Tour. A lot of these teams watch premier regions like the LEC, like the LCS, or like the LCK, and they try to mimic the way picks and bans are done in these regions. Stop it. Stop.
Just play what you're good at.
Be like the LPL. Play whatever you're good at.
Play whatever worked in solo queue the night before.
Exactly. And YJY has been performing fairly well on Kalista. No, sorry, he's been performing fantastically on Kalista so far. Don't let him get the champion. He's already shown what he can do with it. Just take it away. Use one of your bans towards it. If a meta pick goes through, deal with it instead.
Karma being banned out here by Steel Wolves is their final ban on red side. Again, we are playing on 9.14, so those 9.15 nerfs that came out yesterday are not affecting us just yet. Yumi, though, going to be the first pick up here by the side of Insurgent.
Yumi's fine. I just don't like it for Insurgents because, again, Shout and Martin have not been able to defuse any bottom lane. If there's a character you can target when it comes to tackling the bottom lane, Yumi's definitely a pick that a lot of teams can try and take down, especially when it's first picked here. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Seals go towards something like Corkery Ezreal here, just to get that really good mid-game team fighting composition, like all the poke available, the high damage, the control both the champions bring. They're not going to do it, though, because they don't listen to me.
Well, they got the Corki. They got half that combo.
My name's Stewart, don't listen to fish.
They're going to go ahead and lock in the Silas, though. And this is LST. We have seen, you know, a Corki up in that top lane. It can be flexed around.
Stop it. I want to see if we get Tristana today. Tristana's been played a lot in solo lanes all around the world, and is very good into Yumi. Is very good paired with Yumi in the bottom lane. The same way Tristana's always been really good with any sort of kill threat combo like Alistar, Leona bot lane, because you can just jump on someone's face and they die. Not going to be the case for Insurgent in the bottom lane, at least.
Yeah, we see the Ezreal getting locked in, so they're going to take that one away from Steel Wolves as they left it open, favoring the Silas instead. Final pickup now for Insurgent. What do they want to try and prioritize before it gets banned out? We already seen a couple jungle bans, and they're going to go ahead and do the very same as they locked in the Xin Zhao for their final pick.
Aggressive jungle pick here, holding their top side of the map picks for last. Still a bit curious about the Yumi Ezreal pick. I don't think that was very smart coming up from Insurgent. Again, their bottom lane has been punished heavily. Yumi Ezreal sounds very safe, but there are a lot of good picks into it that are still available.
Yeah, that Nautilus is currently being hovered
too.
Pretty much,
one of them.
You mentioned, we mentioned last week, you know, around that level 6, that's when it starts hurting. Well, it can even start hurting before that, and it gets locked in.
What is that summoner spell that Nautilus has?
I think that's...
Is that the King Poro spell?
I think that's the King Poro.
Hello? Why does Nautilus have the spell? This is not King Poro mode.
Huh? How did we load that
I
in?
didn't say the King Poro is allowed here. Get off my screen. Wait.
Oh
Hey.
boy. How did
Thanks,
that
Dolly.
even? How did that actually get into our champion select?
This is the best bug of all time, by the way.
Oh boy. So we might have a King Poro just landing on
Better
the
not.
rift.
Well, it's like a Battle Royale care package. The King Poro just coming to Summoner's Rift.
Well, you know,
Here.
if you remember from Nexus Blitz, he breathed fire at one point too. Like, he kind of is like a dragon. If he lands in TFT,
Calling Peta, that's Poro abuse.
if he lands in TFT, does he get the dragon buff then too? Can you pair him with the Shyvana?
Took it away. How dare you.
Let's take a look here though. Steel Wolves, they ban out the Kiana in the mid lane and the Azir. So not going to be seeing that as the answer to the Corki as we usually do. Insurgent, they're going to go ahead, target once again toward that jungle, getting rid of the Sejuani. And likely, ooh, they just get rid of the Sivir.
You have to get rid of Sivir here because Sivir Nautilus is going to be too punishing against Ezreal as well as Yuumi. But there are still plenty of picks available. YJY is a Tristana player. I'd like to see him go towards that, but he'd probably pick up something else. I like the Azir ban. Azir ban is a very nice ban here because you don't have to take it away. Corki against Azir is a 50-50 matchup. No one's really going to die there. Goes back and forth between the two carries. But now you don't have to worry about one control mage that has a 50-50 matchup against Corki. I mean, Ball's now in Insurgent's court. What are they going to run against the Corki pick from Azir? Because again, it can still be flexed into the top lane if he must. And we could still see things like Sylas going to the mid lane, Sylas going to top lane if he has to. We'll have to see what they pick up.
Gonna get a Swain once again. Second time we've seen him in C-Tour so far in summer. Did get some minor adjustments during 9.14. And maybe also a Vladimir. You're really laying down a lot of AP here.
I don't like this.
That's a lot of magic damage.
Look, I don't mind the magic. Magic damage is fine. The combo of Valamir as well as Swain is good too because you got lots of AoE damage. It's very hard to kill both of these champions. But there is, again, very little engage potential coming out from Insurgent. You're looking at Sinjao to try and jump in, maybe with Yuumi on top of him. That's your best bet. Swain doesn't have many options to get in. He's got his passive as well as the pullback. Sorry, he's got his what's the thing where the crows go out and they come back?
Oh, the claw thing?
Yeah, the claw.
Yeah.
He's got his pullback and his passive. Vitamin's got flanks and vulnerability. I mean, all that's nice. But you're against Kaiser Corki, who will just simply run the other direction. And then you've got Sylas, Nautilus,
Who will
and Jarvan
just steal
to
your
disrupt
ult.
everything. Sylas will just take someone's ult and be like, yeah, I'm fine. But my main concern with this composition is you picked up Sinjao so early on. And great, that's an aggressive jungler. But you're looking across from Jarvan, who's aggressive himself, paired up with Sylas and Corki top side of the map. These are picks that can fight very early on. Swain and Vladimir are not very well known for fighting very early on. They have some damage, some sustain, but they're not that good. They want to scale into the mid and late game. Sinjao could provide some protection, but if they ever collapse into a skirmish, that's going to go heavily in Steel Wolf's side of the map. On top of that, that bottom lane draft of Kai'Sa as well as Nautilus is going to do well into Ezreal and Yuumi. So it just seems like Steel Wolves have won the draft so far, at least when it comes to laning phase.
All I have to see here is we're going to go ahead, load on into the Rift for Game 1 between Insurgent and Steel Wolves.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Got a nice blood moon to
Get
start
him.
things off, and Steel Wolves, they're howling for blood here. Get the flash.
I like that. I like that. Slash just like, I'm flashing.
He's like, nope, I ain't dealing.
Got him with the claw. The birds.
The birds.
That's a really good start, actually.
Yeah, you get a flash off the Vladimir with a Jarvan.
Which is great,
Yeah.
because again, Vitamin doesn't do very well early on. Sylas is going to have a field day against that pick in the top lane. And you've got Jarvan in the jungle, perfect for ganking. I think Polo is already off to a bad start. And again, this is the game where he needed to step up, because Azura is one of those staple farm up, not too flashy top laners who can hold his own against pretty much everyone. Polar hasn't been able to hold his own against anyone so far. This was the match where he should be stepping up, and now with his flash burnt so early on, it's going to be difficult. I do want to talk about Insurgent's comp quickly, though, because when you get towards late game, they have a lot of threats. Again,
Oh, yeah.
Sinjao Yuumi is not the best engage picks here, but it is a way to deliver Yuumi into backline, get some good start to the team fight. And if Swain as well as Vladimir, who both have teleports available, who can get a good flank or scale into the late game, those are big threats that are very hard for this composition to shut down. Corki and Kai'Sa, they're a mix of both burst and sustained damage, but they don't have high of either or in the late game. So it's going to be difficult to shut down both Vladimir as well as Swain. But that's saying if they can get to 40 minutes in the match without being at a 10,000 gold deficit. With what they've drafted, I don't see how they can do that. And even then, their bottom lane is not a hyper-scaling bottom lane composition. So if you're telling me they put all their eggs into the scaling basket, that's just not true. They have not done that.
They're already jumping in, forcing the pool level right away. So look at this down in bot lane, though. Surprise! It's a Xin Zhao. Sly's going to get knocked up. Went for the engage and shout. He's burning. First blood, though, goes in favor of the Ezreal. Will get traded back, though, to YJY.
Very nice coming out from Insurgent's bottom lane. They are able to predict the aggressiveness. Polo is now, he's in trouble.
Oh, nice little side step. Still a decent amount of damage. Waiting for that Q to come off cooldown. Azur's not going to go for the dive.
That is very sad if you're Azure right now. That single whiff of the stun would have been enough to kill Polar. Remember that the Sanguine Pool, Vladimir's W, takes away 20% of his current hit points. So if you get Vladimir to use that ability very early into the laning phase, that's the equivalent of dealing a chunk of damage to him. Sure, he gets away from yours, but that's a lot of damage being dealt in return. Azur's not going to be able to get the kill now that Polar's been able to return to lane using that teleport, but he was very close from picking up that solo kill. Polar's already having a bad time.
Yeah, Azur's going to get a free back to base, so can pick up a component really quick.
He can probably walk back too. I hope he doesn't burn his teleport because it's not going to net him anything. I'd like to see him walk back.
Oh, Belby forced the flash away, gets the root back, ends up pulling him out of the AoE, but hey, you know, a little bit of damage here, and Belby will be flashless, so that's both solo lanes now without a flash.
Yeah, good gank, but I do want to talk about top lane here. Azure had a really good opportunity to force a teleport disadvantage. Teleporting back into the lane now against Vladimir only does one thing. You can maintain that push against him, or control the minions a little bit better than walking back into the lane, which is fine, but I think that's a really poor choice given the situation. Vladimir's flash is coming back up. You won't necessarily have a ganking window in the next minute or so where you can abuse that. They're not going to fight this one too close to the turret. You're not going to have a ganking window where you can abuse that. So the only thing you can really do against Polar is keep him off of the minion wave, which is nice. But I would have much rathered if Azure walked back to base, sacrifice a bit of position, sacrifice a couple of minions, and then control Polar, because now you've got a teleport advantage for Steel Wall's top side of the map. You have gained something from sending Vladimir back to base. Right now, all he's gained is actually nothing. Nothing's in his favor, right? I thought he might have a bit of CS at least, but Polar's perfectly happy in this situation. So I think that is a poor choice coming out from Azure. That would be a beautiful time for him to go to a team. I have teleport advantage. Let's set up a play within the next 5 minutes, bottom side of the map, and I will be there. Vladimir will not. We can snowball that into a dragon, take a few turret platings. Are they going to fight bottom lane? Oh my goodness!
Oh, shout! Almost just gets deleted there.
He's screaming at that point, not shouting anymore.
Straight up amount of burst coming out from this bot lane already. One hook. Meanwhile, top lane, Vansu made an appearance. Polar does have flash. I think he's going to try and save it as long as possible. Oh, the flag, though, from above. Picks up the kill.
He flagged him, Opal. He flagged him.
That doesn't do that much damage at level 1.
But he still flagged him.
Oh.
Well, they do get the... I don't know how they got the gank up top, Opal, but they got it, so it pays off.
Well, Polar ended up pushing the lane, and Azure just stayed in the bush, just behind, and then I think Vansu just walked up pretending he was alone. I'm not too sure, but...
Yeah, well, I still disagree with how Azure played that, but they did get the kill, so it's worked out for Steel Wolves. Now, what's their transition? Because Vladimir's had a tough time, but he's not necessarily that far behind.
Hopeless comes in. Pain turns around, though. Pain, gotta be careful here. That's a level 6 of Swain on your tail. Does pick up the kill. Pain trying to sidestep. One more auto attack. That will do it. Belby's able to trade back a kill, but guess who's coming over? It's Azure. He's got the ultimate available. Flag drag combo's not going to connect. The slow does, and that will be the end of Belby. A killing spree now for Vansu. I don't know what's going on, Fish.
Do you want me to tell you what's going on?
I don't know.
All right, pick one of the players in that fight and I'll tell you. This is what happened. Oh, you died for a ward.
And like
Look at
you
how
said,
much damage the W does to him. It stings so much when you have to use your W this early on. Low levels, high in hit points. Oh, he gets him with the flag.
Oh, and that's what happens when you go around that corner. You're going to telegraph that you're going to tightly go around the corner.
Okay, so Steel Wolves played that pretty well. I don't know what Hopeless is doing walking into mid lane to just smite Corki. Doesn't make sense. And when Corki turns back around and says, yeah, Xin Zhao, you can jump on me. I'm going to let you. That's where you should go. That's a 600 IQ player. What's going on? Why would anyone let me get a free jump? And that's why, because Jarvan's way into wings. You trade back 1-for-1, which is great, but Steel will still get 2 kills. They set up the play. It works out very well. Jarvan now has 3 kills to his name. Vansu is getting far ahead of the clock. He's not only up in CS, but he's 3 kills up with Xin Zhao as well.
And he's hunted.
He's controlling this jungle so
Oh,
well.
no.
He's in trouble.
Hello, Hopeless. Has to get away. He gets knocked up. Flag Drag Cobble's not going to connect, but there comes the Cataclysm. Zur flashes in to steal away the kill.
Now,
that's going to be his first kill of the game.
This jungle absolutely belongs to Vansu. Hopeless is going to be in such a tough spot. He's down so far. Items are going to be complete for Vansu. Warrior's Enchantment is one of the most cost-effective items in terms of the upgrade it gives you, or the stats it gives you when you upgrade it. Yay, you got some damage, woohoo! And now Vansu's jungle is just going to be controlled. He might be able to pick up this blue buff because Vansu has to go back to base. But that's all really Hopeless can hope for. Jarvan's just going to go back to base, continue farming, pick up the items, and now all the lanes that are already under attack individually are going to be even further under attack here. Ouch!
Yeah, Polar.
Make it stop!
Yeah, I feel like at that point, Polar, you might as well pool before all that damage comes through, but it's not a pretty time here from the side of Insurgent. And Steel Wolves got themselves 3 kills up on the board. Got themselves a 1,400 gold lead. I've yet to really turn that into any objectives. But like you mentioned, now this this jungle does not really belong to Hopeless. That pressure can be just exerted here by Vansu. The bot lane's also gone very well. If they get one hook here onto the Ezreal without the Yuumi nearby, it's almost an instant kill. Got item break points going to start coming up soon. You got the phage completed there for Pain. Miramana starting to stack here now for YJY. Just a little prowling for check.
Vladimir is already complete for Kai'Sa, so that's going to stack up quite early on, get some good damage when she upgrades her Q. Applies all of the attacks, apply the Miramana damage, which is nice.
Got Hopeless nearby. He's going to try and look for a play, but you do have
You got Vansu close by.
Yeah.
With Moby Boots and a Warrior's
they know.
Enchantment. Oh, no.
They somehow know. Surprise!
Deadman.
It's the Blast Cone! And now find themselves a knock-up. Cataclysm comes down. Depth Charge going to go ahead and knock up the bot lane. YJY goes pretty low, but it's still that solo 1 kill. Those two are pretty low at this point. Sly's going to get taken down. Shout already used the True Shot Barrage, so trade 1 for 1.
Good trade back coming out from Insurgent. Can't really do much when you get caught out like that as Hopeless, so well played from Steel Wolves to start that. A bit sloppy though. Missing the Nautilus hook, not comboing out the damage quickly enough to kill Xin Zhao. Could have done better. Good trade in return from Insurgent.
I'll be frank, I don't actually know if they really knew if he was in that bush. I think they were looking for a River Gang, and then they just saw the Xin Zhao in front of them. Like, oh, okay.
Always be prepared, Opal. You always have to expect the unexpected. If not, what are you really expecting?
Wise words from
Of course.
Matthew Fish.
When you get to my age, Opal, you become wise.
Steel Wolf's coming back down. Vansu's looking for this flag drag. Gonna get a decent slow there. There's the tag, not gonna connect, and the hook is dodged away there by the Yuumi.
Yeah, Sly should have tried to target Shout there. That was the correct targeting. Arcane Shift Flash already burnt. You lock him down on the turret. It's going to be enough damage to take him out. Doesn't work out. This should be turret plating, or at least the turret being taken down. Shout can't teleport back to this, so they have to teleport to the second inner.
Gets to the second inner. Next wave gonna crash in.
They cannot step up to the turret.
No.
Without support, they cannot be anywhere near this. Meanwhile, Polar.
No ultimates down in that bot lane. Let's take a look toward the top lane. Hopeless looking for a play. Azure deciding not to steal the ultimate just yet. It's on cooldown, actually, and they're going to find themselves a quick and easy kill on the Silas.
Yeah, that's
Meanwhile,
a nice play.
bot lane
What's
here.
going on bottom lane?
Velby
Velby's gonna
came
kill.
down, slides over the wall. He's trying to run away. Oh, just gets hit there by the edge, and Belby should be able to finish him off. Pain's nearby, though. Here we go. Package is available. They're not using it yet. Woo! There it is, but guess what? It's too late. Sly's already gone down. This Swain is now pretty big fish. 2-1-1. Meanwhile, Pain, though, going to get the shutdown on the Ezreal.
Yeah, I think Pain could. What are you doing,
Pain?
Pain? Are you inting right now? Hello? You know exactly where this Swain and Yuumi combo went.
Oh,
you're
no.
Just inting. You're an inting fella.
He keeps getting tagged here. Gonna get away. Meanwhile, Hopeless was able to pick up Riptail. Hey, you know, Insurgent, I think they're okay with that.
Amongst all the chaos, Insurgent somehow managed to find picks himself. I have no idea what happened bottom lane. It was a good game top. Belby had, Pain had the package, but used it so late.
I think Belby teleported down to bot lane.
I mean, that's a good play. Well played from Insurgent to find some sort of advantage there. Belby's got his Rod of Ages. He's going to be scaling up nicely. Frozen Fist has been picked up by Ezreal as well. He'd be very happy with that. Good attack. I didn't think they'd be able to find it, but still should be able to take this first.
Martin? What are you doing, bud? Gotta be a little bit careful there. Depth charge. Yeah, you're just going to get deleted.
Bye, Scout.
Oh, no. Banzu's coming by. Belby, sure, you can use that AoE from afar. It doesn't matter. Oh, no, they're teleporting in. You can't stop teleport. Here comes the Vladimir, though. Finds a quick shutdown, and now the Swain nearby. Azure now rejoining in onto the fight. Has the ultimate available, but they're going to lose out on one member. JY going to get taken down. Double kill onto the Vladimir. Stopwatch is used there by Belby. Pain has to be careful, gets hooked back in. It's a triple kill now coming out as Polar steps up to the plate. Azure wants to jump back in. He gets baited though by the pool. Tries one more, the heal, the quadra kill for the Vladimir.
Polar actually stepping up in these team fights, able to turn it back around in favor of Insurgent. So his laning phase is a little bit questionable. You expect Vlad to go behind, but he still made some pretty dire mistakes. However, getting into the team fights, playing it fairly well, picking up the quadra kill. He's now ahead of the curve with a 500 gold bounty. Salt in the wound. Steel Wars weren't able to kill that turret. One more auto attack would have been enough, but they weren't able to land it down. So well played coming out from Insurgent to fight back, but it was still very chaotic, and it's still dead even between these teams when it comes to gold.
Yeah, gold, like you mentioned, dead even. Kills, only one more in favor of Insurgent. We take a look at the turret plate in gold. Steel Wolves was able to find most of that down in the bot lane, but now you got a Swain that now just fully completed the Spellbinder right away. He's going to be looking for fights.
Where's that Spellbinder?
The Vladimir?
Vladimir, yeah, not Swain. Come on.
Oh, it's like Vladimir.
Can you please get your characters right, Opal? One is a bloody bird, the other one's a vampire.
They both have red particles.
So what? One's a bird, one's a vampire. You going to get those two wrong?
Oh, look at what? Sly was going
flash.
for a play, but yep, let's take a look at this.
Just dies. That's a nice start. Shout here is dead, but Steel Wars didn't commit to the play, and I'm upset by that. The rest of the team should have followed in on this nicely. And right here is where you run back towards your turret. But, see, that's where Steel Wars misplayed. I like the teleport coming out from Azure to get down there. Good positioning. I would have liked it better if he tried to teleport to where his team was. But Azure teleporting in right there was enough to keep the turret aggro onto the minions during his duration of teleport. That's where Steel Wars go. We're getting the heck away from this instead of staying in between two turrets.
A little there. Looks like Azure wasn't actually doing any damage with the Swain ult, but he did get it off in the end and got the chunk, so that's all that matters.
It would have been nice if Azure stole away the Vladimir ultimate. That would have been bigger. I think he just took the closest ultimate to him during that time, trying to get something used rather than nothing.
Oh, Sly, he knows something's up here.
Yeah, he's got a ward there. That's what they do.
Oh, thanks, Fish.
You're welcome. Just
Thank
giving
you.
you some knowledge.
Take a look at our gold graph so far.
Yeah, just throw away the lead, why don't you?
Yeah. Rift Herald's also now being used down here toward the bot lane. Should get a nice and easy push in. And actually take that tower pretty low. Meanwhile, mid lane, Corky gets some help there as it looks like Belby was looking for a rotation. True Shot Barrage comes out, just trying to clear back the wave.
Hello, my name's Corky.
Oh, they're coming. They now see Hopeless is nearby. They're just going to go ahead and back off on toward our Drake. Our first one of the game actually being Cloud. No one's taken it yet.
Steel Wolves are posturing for this. They've also got bottom lane turret set up to knock down later on, so this will be a free dragon for them. I'd like to see if they put some more pressure because no teleport top lane. Belby's dead. They could force this turret.
Oh!
They're going to fight.
Sly, he jumps in. There comes the Cataclysm over toward the side. Decent amount of damage, but it's just not there. And trying to get back over with the Killer Instinct, but he gets knocked up mid-dash in the shutdown. That's another quick and easy kill here for Shao, and it feels like Steel Wolves are starting to fall apart.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple words you can describe that play with. Poor, inting, trolling, you know, all very relevant to what happened just there. I don't know which is the most relevant. I think I'm going to go with inting because they had more numbers. They had Corky close by. Sly's like, boys, I'm going in, I got the hook. And once again, it's another, hey, look, it's a little Yumi. You can hook her. It's free. And he goes, got the hook lined up, killing her. Goes in. The rest of the team's like, wait, no, don't do that. Everyone else is, oh, we're going in. So Vansu and Y2Y are like, well, we got to make up for that mistake. So they all pile in like, let's get some damage, boys. And then Pain's like, nah, you guys go suicide, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. I don't want to die right now, so I'm just going to go back to base. There's massive disconnect coming out from Steel Wolves in that play.
Yeah, you know, he's got the Corky there. They threw a stick, and he just didn't go play fetch. He's just, no, I'm going back to my lane.
That was bad. Bad pun.
It wasn't a pun.
Bad.
It wasn't even a pun at all.
It was just call you to go play fetch. No, stop it.
Oh my.
Stop it.
You made it a bad pun.
No, you're just... Opal, stop
You
doing this,
hurt
okay?
me, Fish. Why do you do this?
Because you're bad. Stop it.
This is a very dysfunctioning
Just like watching you play TFT, it's like I have a mini heart attack every time.
Excuse me, what rank are you right now?
Right now, I have won the last 6 games in a row.
Okay, what
so
rank
thank
are
you
you?
very much.
What rank are you?
I am Challenger. In the single
You
play
know
service,
you're
thank you very
silver
much.
right now.
Still better.
I'm almost
come on.
plat.
Still better.
Stop. Bot lane tower is going to be secured here by the side of YJY, so going to get a little bit extra gold. Has a decent little, you know, CS lead. That's making up for the kill difference at least, but Shout's starting to get a little bit
no,
scary.
The CS
geez.
leads that Steel
Woo!
Wolves. God. That is atrocious. Come on, Pain. You should know that's coming. The CS leads all across the map for Steel Wolves has made sure that they stay ahead of Insurgent when it comes to gold. About 1,500 gold up still, despite the swing of 2,000 back in the Insurgent's favor from the sloppy skirmishes we've seen so far. They do have a scaling composition. Vladimir as well as Swain are going to come online soon. You can see 7 stacks of Rabadons already, but sorry, of ROA. I still don't know what this Xin Zhao's doing though. He's 0-4 and 8.
Yeah.
I just don't quite understand how he fits this composition together nicely, but they picked it. I'd like to see more from Hopeless, but it hasn't been a good game for him so far.
Personally, he kind of acts as the cheerleader during the fights.
It's not what we want.
Yeah, well, luckily the rest of his team can pick up a lot of the pieces, it seems. It also, like you mentioned, helps that some of Steel Wolves' players is how you describe inting.
It's also going to be Hybrid as well coming out. See the Lost Shaft is picked up, so that'll build into a Ludens, and we should see the Hextech Gunblade after. Makes Spellcaster heavy, makes his ultimate Pack-a-Punch.
Oh, cheeky little steal coming out there from YJY.
Lol. I don't like this hybrid build, by the way, because you've already got Swain and Vladimir.
Yeah, you got enough magic damage.
Pure damage. You have the magic damage enough, or you've got enough magic damage. Get a ball. Deal some physical damage instead.
You know, chip away at some of those tanks that are going to be coming at you. Scuttle near Baron is going to get secured here by Steel Wolves. They're stealing away the Xin Zhao ultimate. It's going to hold on to that for a little bit.
Xin ultimate's really nice on Silas. He doesn't get too much from it, but it means in a big team fight, he can isolate a target, use Xin Zhao ultimate, take no damage from beyond it.
Oh no. Oh, beautiful flash coming out there from Vansu, who's going to find the knock-up off the flag drag. Nicely done.
Yeah, like I said, Sio's going to be able to use that ultimate in a team fight, isolate a target, make it so he takes no damage beyond that. Shout has the most damage in this game with 5 kills. CSing quite well, but they're going to be a fight breaking out here for Steel Wolves.
Package came over toward the side. Hopeless uses his ultimate. He's going to get caught, though, in the Cataclysm. And look at that over toward the bot lane of Insurgent, taking a decent amount of damage. Azure going to get taken. Here comes Velby. They want to go in fully on toward the fight. Killer Instinct over toward the wall. They're going to find it. Double kill now for Velby. And this Swain is huge at this point. They do find a double kill in response from YJY.
He's an angry bird!
And they're not going to go ahead and keep on toward the fight, realizing they've already lost. Over toward the side, they do at least find 3 kills on the side of Steel Wolves for the price of 2.
Pain keeps playing these team fights like it's a frontline tank, and I don't like that. Pain should be playing a little bit more cautious. That teleport coming in was good. The Steel Wolves postured over it because they could burst down Swain quite quickly. But Belby needs to be in a position where he doesn't get hit by a full Swain combo as soon as he comes out of teleport. That's exactly how they killed him right there. Still, Steel Wolves pick up the fight. It was a good fight to take with one player from the Surgeon being down, so it's always going to be in your favor when it comes to manpower. Sloppy finish, but still in their favor at the very end.
On top of that, too, you're going to have the Infernal secured by Steel Wolves, so they grow that gold lead back to around 3,000 at 21.5 minutes. Mid lane, though, is going to get sieged here by Insurgents, so they're going to try and get a little bit of map control. Some pings coming out here from Steel Wolves. They maybe like to defend that.
Get him! Get
Pain
him,
is
Chief!
there. Pain is there. He should be able to get rid of that.
Neither team has really looked towards Baron just yet. Good vision control. Being placed down by Steel Wolves so far. You just saw Insurgents take away some of the wards that were placed, but Sly went back to base. Recently, will have some wards for himself. You can see YJY playing in a forward position on this Kai'Sa. Same thing, really. Same champion.
Yeah, you were giving me black earlier.
They're both purple.
What? No, they aren't.
Yeah, Kai'Sa's purple.
Yeah, Kalista
Kalista's
isn't.
purple. Yeah, purple.
Oh, no, not at all. That is a bit wrong there. YJY, he wants to step up here. Hopeless should be able to secure that. Give it back over to Belby. Vindy Edge completed here now, though, for Pain. So this Corki's going to start packing a punch during these fights.
Ooh, baby. That's the damage you'd like to see.
Yeah, just a nice big old chunk of damage.
They could start making a play for this mid lane out of turret, break it. Lots of wave clear coming out from Shout means it's going to be a little bit difficult at least. He's already got that Luden's Echo complete.
Yeah, Steel Wolves are heavily relying on trying to get this outer tier tower, because once they're able to get that, you can start pushing into the jungle a little bit more safely.
It's also going to be enough gold from that turret just to give them a decent buffer for a mid-game team fight. Still see a couple of components being picked up here and there by all their players, so that boost of gold should be enough to push them over the edge a little bit earlier than Insurgents can get their item power spikes.
And look for possibly that Baron fight. We got Vansu hiding here in the jungle, trying to see if anybody's going to try and make a rotation down to maybe try and catch out Pain. But the mid lane is the priority for the side of Insurgent as they're running back. Like you mentioned, though, Shout can pretty much easily clear this out with no issues. That extra AoE that comes out on the Mystic Shot, thanks to the Iceborne Gauntlet. It's pretty easy to clear out those caster minions. Here we go, though.
Engage.
Hook comes in. Hopeless is able to use his ultimate. Azure, though, jumps into the middle of the fight. He uses the ultimate himself.
Shout.
But, oh, there's the killer instinct over the wall. It's going to be a double kill. Make it a triple kill for the Kai'Sa. Belby over toward the side. He can't step up. YJY is just zoning him away, looking for a solo kill. Belby, got to be careful, almost gets taken down. And like that, 4 members of Insurgent fall, and now Steel Wolves can start the Baron.
Good start of a fight coming out from Steel Wolves, but Shout has no business arcane shifting into the entire team of Steel Wolves. Immediately they turn onto Ezreal, kill him, and that's the fight won from Steel Wolves right there and then. Nice move from YJY, understanding his team didn't need him to deal with Vladimir and instead zones out Swain, because again, even with Shout being taken away, if you've got a big combo of Vladimir and Swain with the Vladimir ultimate down and Swain's ultimate ready, they're going to still deal enough damage to try and turn the team fight back in their favor. However, YJY zoning away Swain, understanding he can take him on one-on-one, meant that Belby couldn't access that team fight at the very end. There was no salvation for Insurgent towards the end of that fight. It's given Steel Wolves a nice 8,000 gold lead and Baron buff to work with. Oof.
This is where it can start to bleed a little. We got Baron available for Steel Wolves for just under 3 minutes.
And this is starting to be a little bit scary for Insurgent for the LST competition. Because they will go 0-4 if they lose this best of 3 series. 0-4, 0-3. 0-3. Only 7 matches to play, and bottom 2 will not proceed to the playoffs. This is one of the games that if they were looking to try and scrape their way through the playoffs, is a must-win. This is a must-win match for them. However, the first game of this series is not looking too hot for Insurgent. They got on the scoreboard, they got the kills, but it just seems like their draft is a little bit disconnected. their tactics are not quite there. They don't know where to really attack the map, how to defend against the push come out from Steel Wolves. So the reactionary plays and the mechanics are fine, but they're not taking anything off the back of big plays.
Well, especially during these team fights. Early on, the team fights looked really well for them. You had Polar that came in, got a quadra kill early.
Now they're just hinting.
Now
Arcane
they're-
shift into the face. That's
Yeah,
not how you do
you
it.
Arcane shift in. They're trying to take fights before Belby can come by. He's another big member of that team that needs to be in the middle, in the just the thick of things. Get the ultimate off, be able to drain all the opponents nearby, but instead, it's been just sloppy fights. And YJY, especially here on the Kaisa, if you give him the opportunity to find these picks, and there's no follow-up there. You saw it last fight, he got a triple kill.
He's got some really good items too. 2 items to deal with the double front line of Vladimir Swain, being the Executioner's Calling and the Hex Streaker. That's going to keep him alive and reduce the healing coming out from Vladimir and Swain. Then he's got, great burst damage coming out from the Mirror Mana, good ability power from Nash's Tooth and attack speed. We'll pair that up with the Rage Blade. Very good itemization coming out from YJY. Gonna be hard to kill him in these fights unless they can get a big flank onto him right away. Steel Wolves just don't have many opportunities to try and find these flanks.
That's the 4th tower of the game secured here by Steel Wolves as they take down the 2nd tier tower and the 2nd tier tower in mid lane and top.
10,000 gold lead.
10,000 gold. Even look at those tags now coming out. Belby gotta be even careful there. He's got Zonya, so he should be safe.
New Swain, in comparison to before his rework, can only regenerate hit points when he pops the ultimate. And it's no longer a toggle ability, it is now a one-use only ability. So he can't afford to take these pokes.
There you go, gets the ultimate down, use the Spellbinder. That's going to force the flash out of YJY. They will sacrifice the Nautilus, but look at bot lane. You got the bot lane inhibitor getting taken here now. Pain is able to draw attention. Mid lane tower is going to get taken down.
You say that's worth it. I mean, trade your support for 3 turrets and an inhibitor, breaking the base of Insurgent wide open. That is a big Baron push. Right as Baron expires, now you can just group up as a team, spend the gold you've acquired from this, which is going to be a nice 5,000 gold Baron power play, and just waltz on over back towards the base of Insurgent.
Getting a little desperate, it seems, here with the calls. Sure, you can maybe try and take out the AD carrying the support, but if you're losing all these objectives, meanwhile on the map, ain't too worth it. It's going to be 11,000 gold in favor of Steel Wolves. Next dragon going to be a Cloud Drake if they wish to take that as well. That'd be their 4th one of the game. Now for the next 4 minutes, Insurgent kind of just have to tunnel.
If you're Steel Wolves right now, you just group up and say, all right, boys, there's a free inhibitor topside and mid lane. Let's just group up as 5 and take those and win the game. That's all they have to do. If Insurgent try to fight them head on 5 on 5, not much they can really do, so they should just group up as a team and it's going to be lights out. Ooh, you could jump on Holy here. Ooh, I'm surprised YJY didn't just take that.
Yeah, YJY is a bit disgusting now, like you mentioned. He's got the Maw completed. You got the Rage Blade. You got Nashers too. He's pretty much good to go full build, only holding on to that.
It is disgusting.
Just a
disgusting.
For me, like you mentioned,
Big
you
boy
saw
Kaisa.
Shout actually land the True Shot Barrage onto the Kaisa during that last push there. It didn't do a whole lot of damage, even when you're trying to front load that ultimate with the Ludens. Polar's really trying to force something here. YJY, he's going to get targeted, but a huge shield comes out, and he's able to live just a little longer. Hopeless does finish him off, but guess what? The rest of the team is piling in right behind you, bud, and that's going to be an easy pickup by Pain. 4 members down. Belby, once again, watches his team die before him.
Like
the knockup comes out.
Insurgent are making the right plays, trying to target the right people. Killing YJY was great, but where's the Vladimir Swain combo? Again, it's just one of the carries going in. No one else is there.
And with that, Steel Wolves look to close out here. Game 1. It was kind of close there in the beginning, but they just, started to pick up the pace, and it was just sloppy fights coming out from Insurgent.
Oh boy, it was very sloppy fights coming out from Insurgent, especially towards the end there. It just, again, it felt like the individual skill coming out from Insurgent was fine. They were able to take the early fights, the early skirmishes, go toe-to-toe against the opposition, but as soon as we see them get into a position where they need to either defend against a prepared strategy that comes out of Steel Wolves, react to a play made by Steel Wolves, or capitalize on a skirmish won by Insurgent, they just don't quite know what to do. And when it comes to the late game team fights, they're uncoordinated. They know what they need to do. Kill YJY, get the flank of Vladimir, but they're not they're
doing
not
it together.
Doing it together, exactly. It's just not working out for them.
Because once again, Belby was just at the Nexus defending the Nexus towers. He's like, guys, like, I can't carry from 2 locations.
And then you've still got things like Shout's Arcane shifting into a team fight at 25 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Like, those are just very big mistakes you cannot be making in the LST. Very big mistakes that he can't be making in the LST.
Let's take a look here at some of these team
This
fights.
was the Arcane shifting.
Yeah.
Look at this. Shout's just like, I want to die!
I did. Oh, jeez.
Right?
Oh,
that was him.
jeez.
That was an inting. That was a
Yeah.
Tyler 1 straight down the jungle right there.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. And this was also at the point where YJY, he could solo Belby at this point. He doesn't even care. I'm shocked he didn't actually try and keep going.
That's a big Kaiser at that point. Almost
Oh.
killed him with the W tag too. My goodness. But I think you can see the dip there as well. It's about 24 minutes into the game. There were 3,000 gold ahead, sizable lead. But then Shout just decides, you know what? Boop, boop, team fight, and dies. And that's where it was over from then out. That's where you got your Baron, your big 10,000 gold play, and it was lights out there. It was still salvageable at that point in time. And you can see from the history of the game, there were points where Insurgent pulled it back, got some gold for themselves, but just so many things went wrong. Like, draft phase, I thought it was a very poor draft phase coming out from Insurgent. They didn't know how to play around the laning phase ball. We saw Vladimir being abused top side map, as well Yumi not having a great time. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with Vansu picking up MVP here. I think he did pretty well. 91% kill participation. I thought it would go over towards YJY again, because, you know, damage stats. No, I think Vansu deserved that one.
Yeah, Vansu's going to be picking up our MVP.
But I just think Insurgent, it's no longer just small problems here and there, because you could see in their previous defeats where it was very one-sided, there were clear things going wrong. This is one of the games where we've actually seen Insurgent try to fight back, and they've been able to take chunks out of their opponents very early on, but now it's very clear, holistically, they've got a problem, and they really need to sit down and figure out a staple game plan that's going to take them through the LST, because right now they're putting bits and pieces of the kitchen sink together, but it's still kitchen sink. You just throw that at someone, it's not going to really work half the time.
Yeah, and there was components too of this team where they actually did well. Like Polar, he had a rough start, but he was able to get that teleport down to Batlite.
But you got the mid game and late game. But again, where's the synergy between the carries? Talked about Belby and Martin, Belby and Shout needing to work together. Didn't see any of that. We didn't even see Belby and Polar working together. That was the combo of the game.
Yeah.
Didn't see that. And the one time Hopeless needs to step up in the jungle, just falls apart. And he's got a weird pick to do it on.
Well, you guys can see
Shove
that
it!
was, of course, Steel Wolves taking
Why?
game 1. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, it's going to be game 2.
Nah!